Alright, team, we are back with some more Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. We started last time and went through a couple of the different possibilities. This is my first playthrough, so this is a blind playthrough. So let's see what happens this time. So we got to start off by entering the time. I mean, let's just be honest. It's 5:01 p.m.? Well, 5:02 now. Yeah, that's honestly it. Thank you. I appreciate you knowing that. It's still 5:02, so I'm going to go with 100% accurate. You only have one slider? I would love that. Awesome. All right. Something to look forward to. All right. Let's get started. Let's see what happens. The end is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
You know, it's been like a week since the last time we played, so I'm going to let the intro play again.
He was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
What a
Orders
life.
came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Good for you,
Though
Stanley.
he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
We'll see about that
And then
during
one
this.
day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions. All
All right. Let's get in there. Let's see if anything's changed.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right. So let's see. Last time the first time we followed him, then we did the escape, and then we kept messing with him until the baby thing happened. You know what? I think there was one on the left side we didn't do where you go down a stairwell. Let's try that out.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
Amazing.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The good old broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked
Alright.
upstairs to his boss's office.
We're going downstairs this time. What's over here?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
What's going on here?
My co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
I think I'm going in a circle.
Why couldn't he see his feet?
Where are my feet?
Down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. and at last he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who
Oh,
found
man.
it particularly strange.
We're going down a
I'm
deep
dreaming
rabbit
about
hole
a
here.
voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Was it all a dream?
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Wow.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Was that the end of that?
This is the
Oh.
story of a woman named
Whoa.
Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man
Stanley.
who stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Wow.
Although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of
Is she
her
not
life.
going to call the police on
She
this
had
one?
no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body,
Wow.
and then she turned and ran.
Are you kidding me? Poor Stanley. Never stood a chance. Was that the end of that playthrough? I'm back. That was
All his
intense.
co-workers were gone.
I
What
don't
would he
think we're
need?
going down the stairwell
Stanley
again.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Whoa! This door was not there before.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
What does it mean? Where am I going? Is this stuff they added in for the Ultra Deluxe? It's gotta be, right?
Hello, and thank you for playing the
Yep.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
This
The
reminds me
Stanley
of a
Parable
Disney
Ultra
ride.
Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
One of these days I'll find a door I can
Okay,
open.
so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
It's a pretty nice elevator. Oh,
Is it broken?
never mind.
What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yay, new content!
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
And the narrator's kind of critical. Can I go back in? Nope. The jump circle. I can't
right.
jump.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
36 jumps remaining. I can jump now! What happens if I don't do all my jumps? That door doesn't look like it's closed over there. I'll end at 15. That's a good solid number. I'm going to save my jumps. Come back here and jump a little later, maybe.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Are you kidding me?
New
Jumping's a
content,
brand new
and I could
mechanic.
just
That's
see the
huge.
whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
What?
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You
No
see,
way.
Stanley? This is what happens when
Ooh, a
greedy
chair.
video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me
They
started
don't
on
even
the
have
level
both
of
lights on.
craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Not on Twitter.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
That was it. That was the new content. I mean, I still haven't explored the old content, so I don't care about... Oh, wait a second. Well, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. There's a picture of the office. Oh,
Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
what's up here
I
then?
want to show you something.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh, this is cool.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Was there a collector's edition? Stanley Parable. The Last of Us. Just taped over it. Good times. Buy on Steam. Oh, that's the one I just played. Where I was dead on the sidewalk. There's a nice little bench over here. Oh, I can't sit on the bench. What's in here? This is
And over
cool.
here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley?
Every game ever created.
That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now, a lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
That was pretty good content. I got to jump around. What's down here? Nothing. Ah, the doors. Good times. What's over here?
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh, I can't go through the door. Where do I go now? The serious room.
Oh, these were simpler times, Stanley.
Oh, this door's
What I
open.
wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Oh,
What's
this
this?
doesn't
What's
look
down
good.
here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam,
Oh,
the
God.
online video game
Oh,
distributor.
no.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh,
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
it's so sad that the thumbs up review is hidden back here. Alright, let's see. Kind of want to go on Steam and see if those reviews that they put in this game were legit. Oh. It's over here. Oh,
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I?
I think you're the
Tell me if I'm
definition of preachy.
Also, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Can't please
I
everyone.
feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Aw,
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remember. What's this
been
one got to
pretty
say?
fun so far.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Oh,
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
uh-oh. I feel like this is gonna backfire. How can this backfire?
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a
So it's
button,
103.
you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only
Now it's
frozen in time
107.
for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to
Can I
deliver
hit it
a
again?
long, rambling monologue for...
Oh, I can.
Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Oh, that time it
That's the power of the
doubled the
button.
time?
The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless
So it's
display of
120?
self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been
Yep,
skipping
that
through
went
is becoming longer and
210.
longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Hey, where's my door?
Unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself. Stanley!
Oh no.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh man.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. Oh, Stanley. You're
Oh.
back.
Oh my god.
Back.
The plant died.
My goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley,
I can't see the
a
clock.
week or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Pleasant. Oh, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved from
That's a
one...
pretty good story. Oh, is he gone? Oh, the clock broke. Is he gone? I don't think the skip button worked out the way he wanted it to. Hello? Oh, clock. No. What's that beeping noise?
But they didn't understand the game was never
Okay, he's still here.
It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, "End."
I wonder how long it's been.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
And let's move on. This plant did not do too well. Still don't see a door or anything. I guess we're moving on. It's had to have been like... Oh, okay, it's been a long time. Alright, giant hole in the ceiling. That's no good. Oh. Wow. Whole building is... Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Alright, getting kind of creepy here. Oh, button's broke. What? Did everything sink? I don't think the button's gonna work anymore. I guess this is my way out. Oh, okay. Is it bright? Wow. I think I skipped too much time. I wonder where the narrator's at. Am I supposed to stay at the button, or... I'm just gonna keep going. There's gotta be something out here. Apparently not. That was the end of that one. End is never the end. Here we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Okay. You got a neon sign. I'm sold.
Good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Looks like he spent all that time on new content. New content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable. and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The
So let's
original
change it.
Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
That's
so
right.
forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable
Oh, man.
2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior
The
to
end
a
is never the
measly
end
re-release
again.
with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many
It's the sequel.
possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Is it, though?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean?
New content is out.
The
New
Stanley
content
Parable
part 2
2.
is in.
Now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It
They're
screams
back.
progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
New features this way. Whoa, okay.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
There's a bucket. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Reassurance bucket. Office decorations. Let's check out this button. Oh, what's over here? Epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Oh, collectible. Alright. Settings World Champion. Infinite Hole. Free achievement. Free and easy achievement. Alright. I'm sold. Get yours right here. Pull the lever. Receive your new achievement.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Okay.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist.
Are you kidding me?
Now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature.
I want my
Gamers,
achievement.
we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Hey, give me my achievement. Wow. Alright. That's pretty rough.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Let's check out Collectibles.
Ah, Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Well, this got intense. Hey, I got it. The 6 of them? Alright. I'm going to find all 6. Maybe there's not
what is
actually
the
6,
worst when you
though.
collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it? Absolutely tragic.
Oh, jump circle. There's another jump circle? Oh, there's a map. Wow. I am here. This map at 5. Okay. Wow. They really got creative with that map. Okay. Alright, so we did the test achievement. We went to collectibles. Let's try out the infinite hole. It won't end. Maybe I won't look for the collectibles. I wouldn't really put it past them not putting all the collectibles in this.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's
I'm
right.
sold.
Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful?
It
One of
is.
my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Alright.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
Nah,
Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of
I'm
things.
chilling. I'm gonna see what happens.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain.
You lied to me?
It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well...
People are throwing their
you
cigarettes
are
down
at
here.
the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
I don't agree to that.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I don't know. I feel like now if I teleport, it's telling them it's okay to mislead everyone with the infiniteness of this hole. Can't read that paper. Alright.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I could go back down though. Nah. Alright, so we checked out the collectibles. Checked out the free achievement, which was a lie. We looked at the infinite hole. Let's see what else. There's a something about a bucket. And then there's something about... What was the other thing? Please no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday.
What happens if I take a screenshot?
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Well, alright then. That does look nice.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
We can get merch. That's pretty sweet. Alright. I think we got sidetracked. Let's go check out that button. I don't think we ever got to the button.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course,
Too big,
the first
too
and
small,
most obvious
just
answer
right.
is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. Of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is.
That's pretty
Here,
impressive.
let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
All right.
Play along.
My name is
promise you'll
Jim.
Love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time...
I'm
let
gonna
me
press
finish
this as soon
first.
as I can.
Now, allow yourself to become Jim.
I am Jim.
All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature?
I
I've
like
worked
the Jim
on.
button. I'm sold.
See, if you'd only said Jim, that would have been your name, the button says. But no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
No! No! Oh, that's sad. I can't press the Jim button anymore. That was rude. That was a good button. I was just trying to give him a compliment. I think it's that kind of attitude that had him focusing too much on the negative Steam reviews.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Don't think that's going to work out for you. Alright, so the jump circle and the bucket. I haven't seen anything else. I think that might be our last two. Let's go check out this bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Alright, I
You see,
like it so
Stanley,
far.
anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
That's awesome.
As you hold onto the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal.
I'm sold.
Even comforting.
Alright, you
will
already
even
sold
come
me.
to
Give me the
long
bucket.
For the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
Definitely.
the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
I get the bucket?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of
That
crushing
laugh was
despair,
creepy.
must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact,
This bucket's
can I say
awesome.
that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well. I
Definitely.
think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
I could see it.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I like it. I want to keep this bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
They should.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Couldn't agree more. Oh, there it is.
You know what's
I still have,
actually
that's
think
the amount of jumps I
was
left.
a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that.
I'm jumping with a bucket. And I get to use all my jumps. Oh. Hey. What? I want to keep jumping. That was rude. Alright, collectibles, achievement, hole. We've been over there. Jump circle, the map, free achievement, button says name. Merch, we saw. What's the setting world champion? I think that's the only thing we haven't seen. Okay. Feel invincible with this bucket. Let's go see what else there is out here. Is this the setting world champion? No, we went through here. Oh, let's check it out. Oh yeah, that's the balloon place. It's the achievement. Ooh, let's go towards that arrow that says that's new. I think we've seen all this. Guess we're going at the exit. I got my bucket. Oh, exit is this way. Walking around with my bucket.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
What is up here? Ooh.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's
Pretty
not exactly
sweet.
clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
I like it. Let's do this.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Alright. We got a hole, a bucket, the balloons, the free achievement that doesn't work,
I
some
mean,
jumps,
there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
and the button.
Okay, never mind.
2 buttons.
Hold on. Let me do a different
It's
arrangement.
twice the amount of button.
Okay, yes. This is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Whoa. I don't like this.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply
There I am.
insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of
Ooh.
course, with respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Ooh. New and fancy. I like this. Wow. All right, we got into some of the new stuff today. And I haven't seen all the old stuff still, so definitely coming back to this. I think this will be a good place to stop, though. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you stuck around with me, thanks for hanging out today. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. If you liked the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below, because I'm enjoying this game. I want to see if you guys are enjoying watching it. So, yeah. Have a good one. Bye.